because without God the world is not possible. So in this manner, these three, or we can say two there in that example, they are complementary to each other. And this enquiry is to be, in Vedanta we do the enquiry so that our attention goes to the conscious principle. So in Jiva, the first leg, the conscious principle is expressing through the equipment of body, mind, intellect. At the Lord, the conscious principle is expressing through the total body, total mind, and total intellect level. And through the world also the same conscious principle is expressing. But where are we lost? Every time we are told, when we look at the world, is our attention, when I look at Lalita, is my attention on Lalita, the conscious principle, or is the attention on Lalita, the form? Always form. That's where we get lost. How many times you have heard this statement, but how many times you have actually gone out there and practiced? I'm speaking to Lewis, but my attention is on the conscious principle which is expressing this knowledge of Lewis to appear in my mind. And then the feeling that Lewis is nothing but me alone. Is it coming? Have you thought in that manner? If she says, Swamiji, you're making me confused. And then second time she says, Swamiji, again you are making me confused. Third time, again you are making me confused. Suddenly I'll stop liking her. Because complaint box. The moment I complain, is that a sign that I have accepted that the world is nothing but an expression of me? That the material and the efficient cause that has gone into making the world is this self? It is not. The moment there is a reaction, reaction can always be only there where there is difference, where there is separation, where there is duality. See, it's such a commonsensical thing. But we don't think in that manner. We want to maintain the duality and we want to know the reality. It is not possible. Something has to be given way. And that is your individuality. See, something has to give way. If I am not able to see you people, or if I am not able to read this book with these glasses, something has to be given away. What? No, I cannot be given away. But what is that instrument through which sight is possible? At this moment, the glasses. So these glasses have to be given away and replaced with new glasses through which I can clearly cognize you all as well as the words, isn't it? Something has to change. Otherwise, what will happen? If I continue wearing those glasses through which vision is not clear, I'll get headache, I will get forehead, the eyes will start aching, the eyebrows will start aching, and initially you can maintain the status quo, but slowly with that continuous headache, the चिड़चिड़ाहट को क्या बोलते हैं? The irritation comes. And that irritation you will start barking at people, you will start screaming at people. That the whole mannerism changes when there is a continuous headache, isn't it? And that is how we are living, isn't it? Why? Because our vision hasn't changed. We are still wearing that wrong glasses, and through those wrong glasses we want to experience this world also, and we want to know the truth also. It is not possible, my friends. It is not possible. Go deep into it and finish off the whole thing. You can't finish it off, but become so single pointed, become so out, not even I don't want you even to become single pointed. In Vedanta, there is no need of becoming single pointed. While these ideas are being spoken of, let it click. And that click is possible if you are available. That's all. Then there is no samadhi, there is no meditation, there is no seeking, there is no doing japa, and nothing is required. Just one click. This non-dual experience of the self is the highest state to be lived by the student on the path to reality. And this is the non-dual state that the Vedanta propagates. See, the word Vedanta, if you have thought about it, what does Vedanta means? Veda Anta, where the Vedas end. What are Vedas? Ending we understand. Conclusion, finish. Tuti kaputi. But what is Vedas? Vedas are various hymns, various sutras. What are they made up of? Words. What are words made up of? Alphabets. So what does Vedanta mean then? Where the words end, there the truth begins. That does not mean, so without only when the words are not there, the truth can reveal. No, it's not like that. But the words cannot take you there to continuously. Our whole thinking process is only through words, isn't it? And therefore it is said, only when the words end in your mind, then the truth will be possible. And therefore what we do in meditation, gap, that gap is where the words end. If you can stay in that gap, elongate that gap, there's something to do now for you people. It is plentifully available. Even without giving up the words, if your attention is not on the words, still the truth is. Whether light is expressing or not expressing, anything happens to electricity. Does it become less or does it become more? And because there is a 5-watt bulb and a 1,000,000-watt bulb glowing, has the quality of electricity changed? 5-watt bulb, the individual; 1,000,000-watt bulb, the Ishvara. But behind both, electricity is exactly the same. The difference is in the filament, in the capacity of the filament. Where is the filament? The mind, the intellect. So where is your filament right now? It's probably 1 watt. 1 watt filament. So how big is the 1,000,000-watt filament? It's also same size. How is its capacity increased? Now you find out, how do you increase your capacity? Throughout your life you have been increasing your capacity to think, isn't it? As a child, then as a teenager, then as a youth, then as a married person, then as a grown-up person, now coming to satsang for so many years. Your capacity, the filament is gaining more and more strength so that it can give out more and more light or not.